Oh, and the header came in from Carruthers. He's got 2 goals to his name already this season, Martin Carruthers. So Gregor Rioch making his comeback from injury this afternoon. It's Hocking with a good challenge. Doria didn't win out though, and Davis. And this is a good break here for Peterborough. This is Carruthers. Mackenzie outside him. This is Leon Mackenzie into the middle. And a real chance there for Quinn, although he didn't really know about it. And Hooper swings in an excellent cross. And a real chance at the far post for Andy Edwards. Mackenzie trying to turn away from Mike Edwards, and Mackenzie's done well. This is Quinn, left it, and Carruthers forces a fine save by Wilson. And a good first time shot by Carruthers, forcing a fine save by Wilson. It's Haitley trying to turn away. Hawes in with the challenge. Davis comes away, and Mackenzie's through the middle and looks dangerous here, Leon Mackenzie. And it's one-on-one with Edwards, and Mackenzie. Excellent recovering tackle by Edwards. Peacock combining well with Doria to send Mark Haitley through. Mark Haitley trying to take on his man on the overlap. And the referee just says play on. Mackenzie, well read by Mike Edwards though. Edwards finding Brown in a bit of room. Great challenge coming in though. And that's a lovely ball by Hawes to find Rioch, who controls well first time. Rioch firing in the cross towards Haitley, and this will fall here for Richard Peacock. Peacock shooting opportunity, and this is David Doria. And that's the clearest sight of goal Hull City have had so far. And Doria forces a fine save by Grimming. Davis, and he's looking for Mackenzie. Mackenzie's clean through. Brilliant save by Wilson. Well, Steve Wilson really has looked solid at the back for Hull City today as Carruthers wastes another chance. Brown, and that's in for Mark Haitley. Lovely turn away by Haitley, and he's gone down under the challenge, and a penalty's been given. Haitley clattered into by Mick Bodley, and in the 39th minute Hull City have a penalty, and Mark Haitley, after getting his name onto the score sheet last Sunday with a last minute penalty, is prepared to put the ball on the spot, and it's Mark Haitley to break the deadlock for Hull City. It's there! Haitley's second goal for the Tigers, and for the first time at Boothbury Park. It's Davis. Hocking sliced his clearance somewhat, it's fallen for Payne. This is Quinn. On that far side it's Adam Drury. He'll look for the cross in, and an opportunity to cross the ball in. Mackenzie's there. The header didn't really have any pace on it. Haitley, lovely flick off. Doria! Doria's angry with himself for not hitting the target. If he had done, it would have been one of the truly great goals of this season. And Peterborough need a goal. And Drury, and what a save by Wilson. Brilliant save from Andy Edwards' header. Rioch's headed clearance. It's only fallen for Etherington. Hits it down the line. Should run out of play. It's a good clearance by Grimming. And there's an opportunity here because Grazioli will find Jimmy Quinn. Quinn cuts onto his left foot. Oh, that's... What a penalty's been given. And, well, Mark Greaves looked as though he tripped Jimmy Quinn, and disaster for the substitute because a penalty's been given. Mark Greaves holds his head, because it's the 85th minute. And it's Jimmy Quinn. The responsibility lies on his shoulders to put Peterborough United level. And Wilson has saved the penalty to compound an excellent afternoon for the goalkeeper. Hull City's terraces go ballistic. Excellent save from Quinn's penalty. Powell. Oh, bad ball, and Peacock can pick this up, and Peacock can get the opener here. And only an excellent recovery from Darren Powell after originally giving the ball away. Saves Brentford. But Peacock was away there for a moment. And Hull City have their first corner, and that's certainly a shock to the Brentford system. Out of a spell of Brentford pressure, Hull City could have had the lead, and they do have the lead through Matt Hocking. Neil Mann's corner, straight onto the head of Hocking, an excellent header, and in the 12th minute of the game, Hull City have taken the lead. Thrown for Brentford, level with the Hull City 6-yard box, flicked on by Anderson. Owosu nearly got there, and the shot's deflected in. Anderson, oh, must go in. And it's stabbed home by Owosu. Wilson's goal kick. Owosu taking the ball nicely, and Scott's on the far side. Can Owosu find him? It's in there for oh, but here's a real chance for Quinn. Owosu's on the far side, and Aspinall's through the middle. This could be 2-1, and it is. And it's Warren Aspinall. And an emphatic finish by the vice skipper has made it 2-1 to Brentford. Owosu finds Hawes, and Hawes can look for McGinty through the centre, and McGinty's away. He's been driven wide, but Richard Peacock's in the centre. Doria's there as well, that's in towards Doria, and that's cleared for a corner. It's Hull City's fourth, and really it's Hull City's best opportunity of breaking down this Brentford defence from these corner kicks. They got a goal from a corner in the first half through Matt Hocking, who's up for it again, as is Whitworth and Doria and Greaves, but that should be easy for the goalkeeper, who's chopped it! And Whitworth stabs home the equaliser. He's lost out to Hawes. Hawes finds Neil Mann. Now then, Brown's motoring through the centre, and on this side, Doria and Peacock have made excellent runs. Mann's cross in, and this will fall for Richard Peacock. Doria's in the centre. Doria! What a miss by David Doria. Quinn again. And it's all the way back for Powell, and Brentford have pushed Hull City right back into their own territory. Wilson has got to make this, he hasn't! And it's a blunder by Wilson. And it looks as though the goal has been scored by Andy Scott. Thrown for Hull City, and Neil Mann takes it to Doria. Doria firing in the cross, goes behind everyone, and Peacock fires Hull City into the lead with an excellent strike. And well, there was a handball appeal just before that from Dean Stokes, but the finish from Richard Peacock made sure that it didn't matter. And in the 23rd minute of the game, it's Hull City 1, Rochdale 0. Bayliss with a deep cross in and a free header. And well grabbed indeed by Steve Wilson after Bryson's header, and Wilson gathered it at the third attempt. And that's back to the back post, and there's an equaliser for Rochdale in just the 6th minute of this second half. Keith Hill has headed the visitors' level. They've lost out eventually for Riley. Low Hocking typifies Hull City's defence. It's been solid this evening, and here's Brown with a chance to make it 2-1, which he does. And in the 19th minute of the second half, David Brown has scored his 3rd goal of the season. Man has lost out this time, and Hume can get in. The cross is there. Oh, and it was a good ball in, and it's fallen all the way out here for Bradshaw. Bradshaw snipping the cross again. The header's there from Horsfield, but straight into the goalkeeper's grasp. Forward by Whitworth. Brown controlled it really well first time, and he's got to run it from Doria, and inside here is Andy Saville. Saville firing a great shot in, and that wasn't too far away at all from Andy Saville. Linked up well there with David Brown. And that's the first time we've really seen the skill of Andy Saville on show. McGinty did well with that header, and McGinty looking inside for David Brown, set up for Saville, off the outside of the post from Andy Saville. A blistering attempt from Hull City. Lovely move involving McGinty and Brown, and Saville with a first time right foot shot. It was very close to a goal in his debut. And this time by Peacock, but Martin claimed well. And Martin's quick clearance could catch John French unawares, and Horsfield's in here, and he could net the opener, and he has done. And Jeff Horsfield, who scored 30 times last season in Halifax's promotion-winning campaign, has scored the opener at Hull City in the 18th minute of the second half. The cross is fired in, but straight into Lee Martin's grasp, and there are 11 minutes remaining for Hull City to get an equaliser. Whitworth looking back to the goalkeeper. Oh, what a complete disaster. And the goal is going to stand. Well, what a complete disaster from Whitworth and Hocking, and Wilson was involved as well, and Dave Hanson had the easiest task in his career to give Halifax Town a 2-0 lead. Doria for Brown. Peacock again. This is back looking for David Brown. Tumbles under the challenge, and David Brown is getting very agitated here. Peacock looking to win the header again. Saville up to win the header, and McGinty's in here, and McGinty has got one back for Hull. With 9 minutes remaining, Hull City have made an immediate riposte through Brian McGinty. New signing Andy Saville was involved. Hull City's away goal, as I've already said, from David Brown is vital, because that means a 2-0 victory for Hull tonight would send them through after extra time. Hocking miscontrols, and Wilson has to get out because Gunnarsson was threatening. Edwards fires it down the line. Good dummy by Brown. Lovely ball inside, and Richard Peacock picks it up. Peacock looking at the outside. Brown's there, and Brown fires in the shot. And an excellent save by Jääskeläinen. And Wilson must make sure he has a clear view of this. It is Gunnarsson, flicks it in, magnificent save by Wilson. I think the ball reflected off Bob Taylor there. Well, they look for the short corner again. Well, in fact, it's beyond Gardner this time. Taylor with his back to goal, and it's laid back and deflected wide. Well, in fact, Wilson out for the claim, and he didn't get there though, and this is a real chance And it's put into the roof of the net by Bolton, who now have a 4-1 lead on aggregate. Hull City have the throw-in. Down the line looking for Peacock. And just to keep the ball in play, it's Edwards running into trouble though. Really should have got the cross in. McGinty, here's Brown with his back to goal. Oh, and that nearly fell for Brown again. A good ball here, looking for David Brown, turns onto his left foot. Oh, lovely goal from David Brown. And Hull City celebrate. And they're on to the first rung of the ladder, back to repairing that 3-goal deficit. And David Brown's goal was certainly a collector's item, an excellent strike. Of course, he scored a good goal in the first leg as well, David Brown, and that's taken his tally of the season to 5. Poor ball by Franson though, picked up by Rioch, who'll motor down that left wing. Haven't seen too much of that this season. Rioch in field, an excellent run by Gregor Rioch here, and the referee has pointed to the spot. And within the second minute of the second half, Hull City have an opportunity to bring Bolton within arm's length. Now then, it was Gregor Rioch, whose powerhouse running has won the penalty, and he'll place the ball on the spot. The Hull City fans mass behind the goal. If he scores, Hull City are within touching distance of Bolton once again. It's a massive responsibility. And Rioch takes the chance with typical aplomb. And Hull City have pulled it back. But it's on the night, 2-1 to the Tigers. And it's 4-3 to Bolton on aggregate. In fact, Bolton are unbeaten so far this season, so if the scoreline did stay the same, it would be their first defeat of this 1998-99 campaign. This man swings the ball in, an easy header though for Peter Franson. Rioch runs out well, and Rioch, this is a good run by Gregor Rioch, an excellent run by Rioch, beyond everyone though. And McGinty was in a great position on the edge of the area. Gunnlaugsson, out on the far side. Johansson gets to the byline, chance to cross it in here, that's beyond Bob Taylor, picked up though by Whitlow. Whitlow fires in the cross, a real chance here, and Bolton have equalised on the night through Michael Johansson, and Steve Wilson is rightly angry with their defence there because they just stood and watched. Blake was in for French. Come loose for Taylor. Blake turns inside. Was fouled, but it falls for Janssen instead. And this is Gardner, and that's 3-2 to Bolton. Beautifully worked goal for Ricardo Gardner, and that really is game over now. Wet conditions underfoot could play a part in today's game, and so could this man, hopefully, for Hull City. Warren Joyce back into the team after recovering from injury. Hull City has been surprisingly quiet on the injury front, and the man on the ball, David Brown, is in and puts it wide. I was just about to say David Brown is struggling with a groin strain, but he's managed to make the starting lineup, and there he had a great chance to put the Tigers one up. Russell again. Butler sets off through the centre. It's Neil Mustoe, and this is Alex Russell again. Shooting chance. And Wilson down early, and it's quite comfortable in the save. Saville gets the headed clearance, but the shot's fired in by Andrew Duncan, and Cambridge have taken the lead at Boothby Park. Andrew Duncan, an excellent strike from the edge of the area in the 31st minute of the game. Duncan to the back post. That came off the head of Whitworth. It's another corner for Cambridge United. They caused almighty problems with the last corner that led to the goal. Let's see if they can do that again. It's Russell across to take it. Mustoe has come short. Russell opts to go into the area though, and Wanless wins the header, and Cambridge are 2 goals up. Paul Wanless with a free header on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Hull City were already in trouble at the start of the game, and they're in deep trouble now because they're trailing by 2-0. It's in by Doria. Whitworth jumping. Mustoe didn't quite get the clearance in. Whitworth again. Whitworth trying to win out. He's done well there, Neil Whitworth. Mann. It's a good ball to find Saville. Mann again. The good cross in. Haley's there. Real chance of Peacock. And for the second time in as many minutes, a Hull City player has missed almost an open goal. Peacock. And the header. Mustoe tried to retain possession. Mann comes away with the ball though. Saville must surely go liner. In fact, Haitley does. Mann beats his marker though. This is an excellent run here by Neil Mann. And what a run this is by Neil Mann. He could go all the way here. What a run by Neil Mann. And it's blocked by Joseph. But there was a fabulous run by the left winger who started this second half like a man possessed. 60-yard run from Neil Mann. And the first corner of the second half has come the way of Hull City. Well cleared, only for Dory though, who fires the shot in over the bar. Hull City have it level with the edge of the penalty area. Peacock crossing it in. Will Saville get there? Saville nearly got there. Haitley tries to get there. Amazingly enough, play continued. Well, John Taylor is a striker, and with him being brought on, that'll mean Cambridge's 3-man strike force is restored, as they think the match is now beyond doubt. Benjamin did well to win the header, and Trevor Benjamin is there again, and fires home the goal that will seal Hull City's home defeat. Before in its history has Hull City Football Club faced such a crisis as they have this week. On Tuesday morning, Chairman David Lloyd threw the future of the club into a perilous lottery as a 1-week time bomb was set on the club of the 7th largest city in Britain. More importantly, it has left Hull City hanging on a knife edge, with a threat and an end to professional football in Hull looming large, and the frightening prospect that unless a buyer agrees a price for the club before tomorrow morning, this match this Friday evening, the 9th of October 1998, between Hull City and Cardiff City, could be the last ever competitive league match for Hull City. Fowler. He gets it back and swings the cross into the area. Nugent tried to get on the end of it, but still haven't cleared it with Bonnet. Fowler again, puts the cross in, and that's the opening goal from Di Thomas. And 7 minutes into the game, the team pushing for promotion have taken the lead from a really clean strike from Di Thomas. It's a low corner and easily headed clear, but only out to Bonnet. And the diving header just wide of the post there from Graham Mitchell. Man with the throw-in infield to Brown, took it on the chest, tried to lay the ball back for Neil Mann, who keeps the ball in play, and Brown and Haitley will go into the centre. Good skill there by Neil Mann. Skips one challenge, can't skip the second, but he has a throw-in for his troubles. Pause. Running forwards, and ball is given away in a very dangerous position. It's 3-on-3 for the moment. Hull City players trying to get back as Fowler has made a great run into Hull City territory. There still hasn't been a challenge on Jason Fowler, and he curls the ball just wide of the upright. That's a good layoff, and there's a real opportunity here for Carpenter, who shoots wide of the target, and that was a really gilt-edged opportunity for Richard Carpenter to add the second. Doria, wrong-footed. Forward goes Bonnet. Thomas trying to hold the ball off. This is excellent passing from Cardiff City. Brazier takes advantage of the slip. Good tackle by Hocking. Bonnet. Oh, and a real chance here for Thomas. And you can't come much closer than that to a goal. And Thomas is very unlucky, nearly converting his second of the match. Doria. They still haven't managed to get the ball into the area. This is French. Pause. Pause once more. And this is Neil Mann trying to come into the centre. They still haven't managed to get that cross into the area. That's what's really needed. Mann trying to lay the ball off. Haitley with a lovely layoff. This is Neil Mann, and the cross is needed, and Mann is tugged down, and I have to say that looked like a penalty from here, but play continues. The ball to the far side, and Rioch now can Rioch throw himself down the left wing. They just have lacked the final balls in this first half. Rioch swings it in. This could fall out for McGinty. Half volley. Very close to the net. Here's Young. French cuts the ball out well. Here's Haitley. And Haitley with a good ball through the centre. And a real chance here for Brian McGinty. And David Brown with a chance to equalise. And there is the equaliser. Greeted with rapturous applause. A great finish by David Brown, and it's the start to a new era here at Boothby Park. 3 minutes before half time, it's Hull City 1, Cardiff 1, and David Brown is on the mark again. They have time to clear. They do so effectively. That's a nice layoff for Ford. Skips inside 2 challenges, including McGinty. There's a third, and this is Bonnet, and this is a dangerous break for Cardiff City. Ford trying to take on his marker, swings in the cross, and there it is, the second goal, and it's gone the way of Di Thomas again. Rio looking long for Haitley, trying to flick the ball on. That's a good flick on. Man could get there. Man tumbles under the challenge, and the corner is given. Well, that's the second time Neil Mann has been involved in penalty controversy. Brown moves the ball back, crosses deep, and Haitley came in and is unhappy with himself. That's one of the clearest chances Hull City have had in this second half. Haitley winning the header. McGinty. Edwards firing the shot. It's wide of the target, and this clearance will surely be followed by the final whistle from Mark Coburn. Well, it's been a spirited display by the Tigers. They look to have gone down now, though, by 2-1. As Cardiff City return to the top of the league, but Hull City really have put on a spirited display and are unlucky to come out of it with a 2-1 defeat, backed by 8,594 people here this evening at Boothby Park. I hope to welcome a new takeover by the middle of next week. Who knows what the future holds in store for Hull City? It's certain from what the Hull City fans have proved this evening, there is a massive passion for Hull City and football in this city of ours, and it is likely that it will continue for the foreseeable future at least. David's Brown goal. Hull City fans just start to find their voice as Warren Joyce will take this free kick. Hocking's up from the back and the offside flag's given. Stimson looking to get there. There's a lot of room here for a cross from Livett. Livett has time to pick his spot, and there it is, and that's the opener from Barry Conlon. Simon Livett's deep cross, Conlon rose at the back post, and finally the deadlock is broken. About 7 minutes remaining in this match. This is Neil Mann. City trailing by that Barry Conlon goal. And will he try and go all the way himself? This is Ellington turning away. Flex out to the far side, and McGinty hasn't been too involved in this match. Brian McGinty, though, charges into the area. McGinty gets the equaliser. A solo goal, and Hull City have saved it with 6 minutes left. It's Brian McGinty, and that's his third goal of the season. Good afternoon and welcome to the dawn of a new era for Hull City at Boothby Park. Earlier this week, a consortium led by Tom Belton took control of the club off the hands of controversial owner David Lloyd for the second takeover of the club in 18 months. Well, with City able to now strengthen their playing squad and with more optimism for the future, Hull can make a renewed attempt to resurrect their season on the pitch, with the club still 3 points adrift at the bottom of the Football League. And Warren Joyce comes away with the ball, and now Hull City can attack down the other end. Game was picked up recently, and Doria nearly through there. A good tackling back by Valsharts. And Richards tangling with Hocking. He's allowed to get away with the ball here, Tony Richards. And Richards tried to go himself, but Whitworth had the foot in. And it's been an exciting last few minutes in this match, end to end certainly. Mann takes the return pass from Haitley. Man's cross in, and not a bad effort from Lee Ellington. Haitley once again with the aerial challenge. Clear foul in the back of him though, and Hull City have the free kick. And if Haitley can go up front as he is doing, this will cause some problems in the air. Doria trying to float it in straight away, but Chris Mackenzie was alert. And we'll hope to build on that in the second half. She's fast approaching as Ellington tries to get away. Plays it for Haitley. Nice ball out to the far side to find David Doria. Doria, will he attack himself here, David Doria? And a long-range shot. Didn't really get too much direction on it, but it was a good effort there by David Doria, surging into the opposition half. Rioch stood on the ball but manages to keep possession of the ball. Lovely ball off to this near side. Doria just unable to get the ball after Smith got possession, and this is Link. Billy Beale. Oh, and there's a player completely clean through Carl Griffiths. Beale is challenged, and French is surely pushed over, although Orient also appealed for a free kick. Whitworth with a good header to find Doria. Inside in a good position, John French. How will John French try and go himself? This is John French, and that was close to being the opening goal, and possibly the closest Hull City have come so far. Smith and Hicks both up from the back, cleared by Mann, not very far though. Oh, a complete miss kick. And Haitley, his own player there. Oh, and a stunning goal by Billy Beale. Well, after an extraordinary bout of mistakes just outside the Hull City penalty area, it was a stunning strike by Billy Beale. Well, good evening and welcome to Boothroyd Park for tonight's nationwide third division match between Hull City and Brighton. Well, earlier on today, Tom Belton's consortium took its first big step in rebuilding this football club by releasing Mark Haitley from his position as manager of the club. And since then, and for the time being, Warren Joyce, the player and club skipper, has taken over as temporary boss until a new manager is found. But with now new signings imminent, maybe there is renewed hope for the Boothroyd Park faithful, 5,200 of whom turned up to watch last Saturday's disappointing 1-0 home defeat against Leyton Orient on today's team.
Ready to zoom in.
Oh, and the header comes in, and Richard Barker has given Brighton the lead.
Focus.
And what a stunt, and what a shock for Hull City under their new regime of Warren Joyce. It has got off to the worst possible start. Only 6 minutes played, and Richard Barker has given Brighton the lead. Brighton easily clearing their lines. And Hull City have won it back though. This is Bradley. Russell Bradley attacking himself, and nearly made it past two defenders. Poor clearance, straight to David Doria with room for a cross. Bradley's just inside the area. Brown's at the far side, and the ball just taken away from him by desperate Brighton defending. And I think it's very unlikely that a team managed by Brian Horton anyway would go out of the Football League. That's a lovely play by David Brown, trying to set up Brian McGinty. McGinty running at the defence. Oh, and a fine effort that was well held by Mark Ormerod. Neil Mann with the throw-in, taken in towards Warren Joyce. This is Mann once more. This time cutting inside, and Neil Mann has made good space here. Sturgis taking the throw-in. Minton has a bit of room. This is Sturgis again, looking for room for a cross. It's across to the near post though, and the keeper's way out of position, and this could open up. And it's fired wide by Mike Bennett, with the goal gaping. and he got the flick on. Bennett's there. Brilliant save by Paul Gibson. It was Bennett's effort, hit it into the ground, and Gibson turned it over for an excellent save. Well, there have been plenty of chances so far in this match, and two of the main ones have come from Brighton corners, and here's Jeff Minton delivering another. Once again they didn't pick up Bennett, and here's Bennett again, given the opportunity to shoot, and well, the offside flag hasn't been raised, and Brighton have a 2-goal cushion now. Hocking didn't win it in the air. It's flicked into the centre. Barker nearly in there again, and Barker was in there and forced a fine save from Paul Gibson. Joyce takes it short. This is Whitworth lining it up. Good effort, and the ball has been returned in. Oh, with the flags up. There's a flag up on the far side. There's a flag up on the far side from the lines. Already the fans starting to stream out of the exits here at Boothby Park. With over 10 minutes remaining. City still trailed by 2-0. In fact, in my opinion, they've played much better in the first half than they have in the second. They still carry on, and French in for Brown, and they're tangling there, Bradley, and the offside flag raised to deny Hull City this time. They seem to have comes off the upright from Julian Alsop. Joyce comes to collect the throw in by Swales. And it's out of the goalkeeper's grasp this time, and off the line after Falconbridge's attempt. Ball's back for Brown again. Dudley was controlled. And Swales! Falconbridge trying to get it under control. Joyce, Brown. Owen trying to set Swales free on this near side. And the goalkeeper sliced it, and Dudley could be in here. Craig Dudley for Hull City, brought down, and the referee has waved away claims of a penalty, to the dismay of the Hull City players. Appleby. And Watkin could be through on the far side. This is Steve Watkin back for Appleby. Is this the opener? Beautifully taken. And Richard Appleby. Swansea looking for a real body blow just before half time. Quite fortunate to have a 1-0 lead. And they've got a 2-0 lead now. Steve Watkin with a flying header. Appleby's delivery, Watkin unmarked. And Hull City now have a mountain to climb. But the merciless finishing of Swansea has left Hull City in even deeper trouble than they were at the start of the day. Watkin will chase this again. Oh, and Watkin could be in, and he nearly brought down. He was nearly brought down there. It's chipped to the far post. And a header off the line. It was Alsop's header. And once again there are players unmarked. Oh, this is a catastrophe at the heart of that defence. And Andy Oakes eventually gets control of the ball. But that really was a catalogue of errors. Once again the goalkeeping clearance held up in the wind, and Falconbridge could be through in the middle here. Falconbridge trying to tussle with the defender, obviously fouled him though. It will be Jason Perry to deliver it. Falconbridge with his back to goal, laid off, just wide of the post. But he was just off the mark. Conroy gets to the far side. Reed. He's got past two challenges. Whittle comes across as well. Reed's made a good run. And the free kick is given right on the edge of the penalty area. Now then, Hull City have been known to be liable to defending crosses into the box badly. They've conceded so many goals from set-piece situations this season, and there's another. And the warnings were there, but Hull City just did not pick up David Flitcroft. Williams again. Across this time, and Chester can break, and that's a rather lucky ball, and Whittle has to get across. Whittle did get across, but he's not quick enough. Chester could be in here, and he's whizzed past the goalkeeper. Oh, and a disastrous own goal, and it's John Whitney has put through his own goal. Hocking turns it back for Peacock. We haven't seen too much of him these opening minutes. He takes his marker on this time, does well, gets a good cross in, and that flicked off the back of a Chester player and out for a corner to Hull City. It's their first of the game. Now then, can Hull City get a goal back from a set piece? And they can indeed. Surely the ball crossed the line there from Falconbridge. Well, the goal doesn't count. Just looks back for Wilson. Doesn't have an easy kick in the conditions. Doria shows good willingness to collect the ball. He gets the ball back nicely. And Doria goes on the overlap. Chances here for Hull City. It's a deep cross. Dudley's there and the header's off target. Peacock, and he'll look through the centre in for Dudley. Dudley's away. Oh, and a save by the goalkeeper. Swales is there, and it got through that entire defence apart from the player on the line. Very unlucky Hull City, and that was the closest they've come. And Flitcroft trying to turn away. Whittle can win the throw-in. Wilson's clearance gets up in the wind, and through the centre goes Falconbridge, and this is the chance for Hull City to get one back. And Falconbridge has spurned it. It's Hocking with the throw-in. Falconbridge in again. Peacock yet again in the middle, and Peacock's coming in on the far side. Peacock back in, and the goal scored by David Doria. Peacock's not back, and Doria has given the Boothby Park faithful some hope. Hull City 1, Chester 2. Whitney got the head on it. Williams tries to win it again. Whitney again. Tipped up, looking for Richard Peacock. He turns into trouble. Doria's there, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. There were two Hull City players in support as well. No one there to pick it up. And Hull City's inability to make crosses out of good openings really has cost them this afternoon. It's up in the air. Peacock there again, trying to hook it back into the danger zone. Chester scramble the ball away. Doria picks up possession, tries a long-range shot. That's surely the last shot that Neil Cutler will have to save this afternoon. Looks for the throwing down the line, and Falconbridge. Morley had chosen the other way though. Brown, that's a good ball by David Brown to find Gregor Rioch now then. What Hull City have lacked in recent games has been the ball into the penalty area. This is Doria flicking into the far side. Morley's there, and a header across the face of goal had to be acrobatically cleared by Ugo Ekiog, and Ben Morley didn't come too far away there. And the ball has gone out for a throw-in though. Gregor Rioch to take it on the far side. Level with the 6-yard area. And there towards Falconbridge with the flick on. And Brown and Morley went for the same ball. But that was a close shave for Aston Villa. Collymore puts the ball through centre of defence, but only all the way through to Steve Wilson. And you have to say, Hull City have held Aston Villa impressively so far. Whittle down the line, but Alan Wright will leave that to go. With the free kick, tries to pick out Mark Greaves on this near side, and Greaves won it in the air. Morley in there looking for Falconbridge, and Ekiog has to concede Hull City's first corner of the game. Barry, the ball across the back of his own defence to Ekiog. Brown finds the back of Ricardo Skimka there. One of two Hull City players to be booked so far, David Brown. The other one being Gregor Rioch, of course. Skimka again, they've left him in a little bit of run, but he couldn't really take advantage of it. Watson allowed to come inside, play a good ball in for Hendry, and Collimore's there, and Collymore has scored for Villa. On by Hendry, and Collymore in the right place at the right. Wilson takes the clearance. Rioch out through the middle. There are two runners, one of them Doria. It's just beyond David Doria. And quite sure that Mark Greaves knew long before he put the ball in the net that a foul had already been given on Joyce. And Mark Greaves will take on Alan Wright. He does so, none too confidently though, and Villa get the ball away easily. Hendry can bring the ball away for a counter-attack. On the left running is Ricardo Skimica. Scored a rare goal on Boxing Day against Blackburn Rovers. Ricardo Skimica in the team's 2-1 defeat. This is Collymore though. Collymore flicking in the cross. Joachim free header, and that's 2-0 to Aston Villa. And just 6 minutes into the second half, Hull City have pressed the Salters shot, leaving Joachim completely unmarked to meet Collymore's cross. And Hull City now have a mountain to climb. It's 2-0 to Villa in the 52nd minute. This is Watson. On the heels there of Stan Collymore. Morley comes away. Falconbridge off through the centre. Morley being chased by Collymore. Whittle didn't have any time to do anything with the ball with Alan Wright at his back. Now then, can Brown pick it up? This is David Brown. Flicks into the centre. Very close there for Craig Falconbridge. A lovely ball in by David Brown, and Falconbridge just towing it, and that was a scare for Aston Villa, but they'll counter-attack straight away with Alan Wright down the line for Joachim. Once again the tackles fly in, and Aston Villa have been given a free kick. Southgate with a free kick. It's beyond Collymore. Whipple gets his head on it. Joachim looking to retrieve it. Falconbridge looked for the flick on, and so the attackers have been desperately short of service, mainly due to the quality of the opposition. They have had to work back into midfield, and they've done so on quite a few occasions. Morley nearly got round Gareth Southgate, but Southgate shows why he's such an England regular, and Joachim gets away. Slightly fortunate tangling with Mike Edwards, and Collymore makes it 3. Peacock stretched for the ball. Carey just gets it back to his goalkeeper. It's bobbling a bit, and the goalkeeper does slice it a bit. Peacock controls well, and Peacock's got past 3 men here. Peacock with a good cross in, and David Brown with the header. Brown showing a lovely touch, and this is Williams coming inside and outside. Williams playing the ball across, and Hull City's attacking is becoming more and more fluent as the ball is put out of play for their first corner of the evening. Slipped into the near post, and it got a touch. Oh, and a suspicion of handball there, I have to say. Williams returning it. Wrexham just haven't allowed time to settle on the ball, and that's why they're misplacing their passes like that. Rioch gave the ball away there though. Russell finds Carey. Headed off by Gibson, strong challenge. And in fact, Russell has got away here. Russell's cross, and this is surely in. And the ball indeed has been tapped in. It was Kevin Russell who made the run down this near side. Cartwright forward, and Roberts could be away again here, looking for a second. It's well saved by Oates. Williams takes over. Doria's there and shoots only just wide of the goal. The first opportunity David Doria has had to extend his impressive recent scoring run. 3 goals in the last 4 games. Brown was looking for the layoff at one point there, but has to find McGinty on the far side now. Joyce is running outside him. McGinty comes inside, fires a good shot in, but Mark Cartwright had to watch carefully. Russell nearly found a way through. Doria played the ball in, and it was a good layoff by Brown on the outside. McGinty has passed one man, and Joyce is in the middle. Joyce couldn't get there, and Mark Cartwright had to scramble back, but the ball did not cross the line. Carey forwards. It's a good chest down to find Chalk. And Roberts looking for Russell. This is Chalk again, and he's got a good cross in, and Roberts is there! And Roberts has scored his 2nd of the evening. And Wrexham are surely now well on the way to a 3rd round place. And Roberts is through again. Is this the hat-trick? And Roberts is inches away. Doria picks up possession. Is it to McGinty on this near side now? Ryan McGinty making the forward run. Falconbridge tries to get the ball into the area, feints the first cross. Doria's there, and he's very close with his attempt. Blocking again. This is Warren Joyce. Gives a nice return ball to Joyce. Doria in for Falconbridge. Has the ball off nicely. This is Doria. This is lovely passing football by Hull City. Doria weaving his way into the area. Ah, what a brilliant goal. Well, it was excellent passing football by Hull City. Very lively and quite a large crowd here at Boothby Park today. Beardsley challenged speedily by Warren Joyce, and impressively so. That's above Williams though. Brown could pick this up though. Lovely layoff by Brown, and there's a real chance here in the first minute, and David Doria has missed it. Well, excellent layoff by David Brown. And in the first couple of minutes, David Doria had 2 bites at the cherry. I don't think he could quite believe his fortune. but he wasted the chance, and he could well live to regret that. But an impressive start to the game by Hull City, and they carved their way through Hartlepool's defence there. Brown once again will challenge, and Brown is putting himself about impressively in these opening minutes, and McGinty has, oh, it's off the line, amazing clearance off the line. It was Brian McGinty who stepped towards goal, and a Hartlepool player flung himself back there to clear. And I think it was Ian McGuckin who was Hartlepool's saviour on that occasion. But what a start to the game by Hull City. Brown setting up both the chances. They could have scored twice in the opening 3 minutes here. They're spreading the ball about with some authority here, Hull City. Williams, he's got a man on his back. That's a lovely ball outside him. Swales with a cross in, and Warren Joyce. The ball came to him quickly, but you've got to say that was again a good chance for Hull City. Joyce unmarked, 8 yards out. Williams, oh, lovely ball back, and David Brown's through here, and is this 1-0? It is this time. Lovely ball to find Gareth Williams, who's taken up good positions so far. He's unlucky to lose out there, and Clark takes the ball away. Doria showing good determination and a captain's example. Williams tried to look for the 1-2, but the option was cut off. Greaves, poor cross in really. And Clark headed clear and well picked up by Joyce. That's a nice ball through to find Williams again. And Williams does really well to find Doria. Good cross is needed. It's a poor cross though, and Brown's there! And David Brown has profited on a defensive mishap to score his second goal in 3 or 4 minutes here at Boothby Park. And Hull City have stunned Hartlepool United because they lead 2-0, and deservedly so. And it's delivered towards Greaves, who got the header, and he's unfortunate to see his effort go over the bar. Whittle looked to be pushed in the back, but play continues. Lovely control by David Brown, and he looks for McGinty. And Brown really has showed good skill on the ball this afternoon. Doria has Greaves storming down outside him. He looks for Mark Greaves, whose cross is poor really. And the goalkeeper comes out, didn't clear well, and that's 3-0. It's Brian McGinty, and Hull City are mercilessly tearing Hartlepool apart here. A magnificent strike by McGinty. Once again the ball flicked on, and it was Irvine trying to put pressure on the Hull City defence, and they've done that. Clark nutmegs Mark Greaves, but Edwards hasn't got any time. He relaxed a bit on the ball, but David Doria with a good ball in for David Brown, or Gareth Williams rather. And it's David Brown making the run through now, and Brown will certainly get there. David Brown into the centre, and it's 4-0 to Hull City. And it's an absolute... Well, you just wonder if Hull City can add many more goals. Joyce looking for Whittle this time. Half-headed clear. The referee blows for half-time, and what a magnificent first half it has been for Hull City. They lead by 4-0, 2 goals apiece for David Brown and for Brian McGinty. They've torn Hartlepool United apart and have certainly gone a long way to proving that this team is too good to go down to the Vauxhall Conference. Half-time score here at Boothby Park is Hull City 4, Hartlepool United 0. Looks to be Hull City's only real striker this afternoon, although he'll be expected to be joined by Brabin, Doria and certainly Brian McGinty after his brace. Last Saturday Brabin had a stab at it, and it's come away to Williams, who fouls in the volley. half-hearted appeal for handball. Joyce, oh, that's a lovely play, and Warren Joyce is in, and Joyce slices wide in the opening 4 minutes at Boothby Park. Shook them in the opening 20 minutes or so. Still forward towards Brabin, trying to win the header. Joyce, nice touch. Greaves will cross in, and the header on the far post was indeed by Warren Joyce. Lovely ball in by Greaves, and Joyce flung himself at the ball, and Edwards had to make a good save in the hope of witnessing Hull City victory, but they've left Evans on the edge of the area. Oh, lovely try! Oh, and deflected wide of the net by Seabury. An extraordinary attempt. Evans with the volley, and Seabury diverting it wide from underneath the crossbar. Evans, this time to swing in the corner. Of course, constellations. Last time they had a corner on that side, but not so this time. Seabury somehow manages to keep the ball in play. And Joyce with a poor clearance, a chance here, and it's there. And Shrewsbury have taken the lead, and it looks like Kevin Jobling on his return to Humberside. The former Grimsby Town player has struck a crucial goal at Boothby Park. Joyce delivers a good free kick, and it was Falconbridge who got the header. He couldn't quite direct it on target. Brown. Jobling with a deep cross, Wilson out to claim. Poor punch really. Clearance completed though, and up for Falconbridge, who took it nicely on the chest. Falconbridge again. McGinty was tripped. Hocking storming forward this time. Joyce is in the middle. That's played in to the back post towards Warren Joyce with a header, and that's a corner to Hull City. Brabin into the centre. And an amazing own goal. Well, it was Brabin's cross, and out of absolutely nothing, the ball has been headed into his own net. It's very important that Hull City don't get complacent, even though they have opened up quite a sizable lead now of 5 points over relegation rival Scarborough. But Scarborough do have a game in hand. And Oaks came to clear, and they didn't get there. And Greg Heald has given Barnet the lead inside the 5th minute. It's Warren Joyce with his right foot. We'll look for outside, and Whittle, Whitney, Brabin are also up there along with Brown. That's in towards Justin Whittle, and Whittle has equalised for City. Justin Whittle claims the goal. He lost his marker, and within 7 minutes of Barnet going in front, Justin Whittle has connected with Warren Joyce's pinpoint free kick, and Hull City have drawn level. Colin Elside on his home debut here at Boothby Park. He's made 3 appearances for Hull City, made a good impression so far, scored in the 2-0 win at Brentford 2 weeks ago, the Hull City's best win of the season. Charlie flicking the ball on, and off the bar. It was King who flicked it on, and Charlery reacting quickly. And you just wonder if Andy Oakes got a touch on that. Solo retrieves it. Oakes is out for an excellent claim. Away comes Doolan. He looks to the near side. Arbor looking for a good deep cross in. Joyce takes it quickly to Swales, and Whitney looking to line up the long range shot. Whittle leaves it for Brabin. That's knocked into the area. Brown there. Joyce. Control first time. Oh, lovely dummy by Doria. Swales' his cross. Nodded away. Sawyers trying to clear. It's only a half-hit clearance, but it goes all the way through to Marlon King. And Barnett can break. And Edwards has a chase on. And Brown has stayed on side. Oh, and Arbor was across and fouled him blatantly. Edwards has gone all the way through for Brabin. And Gary Brabin tries to find the left foot shot. It's saved. And Colin outside. We want to forget that miss. Doria finds Brown and Brabin. Lovely flick off. Doria looking through for David Brown, who's done well to get on the other side of his marker. Couldn't quite win the ball back. I think the ball just went out of play, but Williams keeps the move going. Brabin. Outside, turning, and fires well wide. When they got the ball and they didn't have time to think, and they are just playing that little bit quicker in this second half. Doria. Brown ahead of him. Options being cut off though by Searle. Doria did well to work through him. Joyce is racing outside his marker. Brown once again drops deep. He has done a lot of work in the midfield area this afternoon. Brabin trying to win the ball, but it's cleared as far as King. It's a lovely ball. And Ken Charlery leaves it, and King fires just wide. And Swales has another throw-in for Hull City. Brabin trying to hold off his marker. Swales got a good cross in, and Falconbridge unhappy that he didn't get more power behind the header, but he did head the ball down. Harper and Mansfield have managed to work their way out of trouble here. Ryder forwards. Greaves' header has gone loose, and this is a real opportunity picked up by Williams. He's got Lormer and Peacock with him, and Williams cuts onto another side. In fact, his ball was going nowhere. The free kick is given for the challenge on Justin Whittle after a forceful run by Williams. And it was clearly checked by Justin Whittle. Williams there as well. Peacock fires it in, and that is just over the bar. In fact, it was deflected for a corner. And 2 corners apiece in this match, and it has been a very even contest. No real absolutely clear-cut openings. Brabin, now then, Brown is clean through. Brabin goes himself, fires in the shot! Inches over the bar from Gary Brabin. Side looking for his first goal for Hull City here at Boothry Park, and his first goal indeed in a City shirt since his debut at Brentford a month ago. Here he is on the ball. That's a useful turn. Brown, nice layoff. Warren Joyce just driven a little bit wide. He still swings a looping cross in there, and Brown I think was jumping more to put the goalkeeper off rather than going for the ball itself. Well, it's Barlow and Gibbs over the ball. Watton's there as well. Gibbs fires it deflected into the grasp of Andy Oates. First real attempt on goal in this second half. 6 minutes into the second half. And it's also, should be noted by Hull City, Scarborough, their main relegation rivals, and Hartlepool are both drawing at half-time. Joyce delivers it well. Brabin, oh, and it's dropping in! Gary Brabin will claim the goal It looked as though he'd flicked it over the bar. But in the 7th minute of the second half, Gary Brabin has struck his 3rd goal of the season. Good afternoon and welcome to Boothbury Park for the most crucial game of Hull City's season, as they are paired with bottom of the table Scarborough, currently 6 points adrift, but with 2 games in hand over the Tigers. Well, 2 of the form teams in the division come head to head today at Boothbury Park in front of what promises to be Hull City's biggest attendance for years. And the carrot dangled in front of these 2 teams is Football League survival, the most savoured and critical English footballing prize of all. Well, today's teams on this critical day are the following. In goal for Hull City, Andy Oakes, 2 Steve Swales, John Whitney wears 3, 4 Mike Edwards, 5 Mark Greaves, Gary Brabin wears 6, 7 Jerry Harrison making his Boothbury Park debut, 8 David Doria, 9 Dwayne Darby also making his return to Boothbury Park today, 10 Colin Alside, 11 Gareth Williams. 18 minutes played. And Porter looks square to find Nathan Jones, has to check his run. Atkinson, and Scarborough had a player over on this near side, and here is Paddy Atkinson floating the cross in, and what a chance for Scarborough that has gone begging. Outside in with a good challenge. Outside picks up possession again, just run away from him. Darby's there though, and Dwayne Darby palmed away by the goalkeeper desperately with David Doria lurking. Outside, trying to hold off his marker. Williams. Swales underneath it. And Brabin has stayed forwards, and this is Gary Brabin with a header! And Gary Brabin has scored an absolutely priceless goal for Hull City. The crowd stream onto the pitch. Greaves looking for it, Brabin was there as well, forward by Williams. Brabin and Whitney, and it's deflected off the line. Taken by Jones, and there was a free chance there for Macaulay had he got his head on the ball. And an excellent save by Oakes to deny Tate. Retrieving possession for Hull City. Good ball in field to find McGinty. It's played very well since coming on. Brabin across goal, and a brilliant tip wide. And Renison among them. Here comes Oakes, didn't come this time, and it's gone in, and it's Jamie Hoyland whose header crept underneath the crossbar. Desperate Hull City players couldn't keep the ball out. Warren Joyce carefully places the ball for this corner. And that's gone straight out of play. Well, in fact, it hit the crossbar. It looked as though it was swerving straight out of play. Outside jumping, Darby with his back to goal, and he turns away. This is outside again. Shooting opportunity. What a great effort, and Bayes palms it away. Well, just for a moment it looked as though Colin Alside was going to repeat his goal against Cardiff City on Easter Monday. This is Doria who will get there, and his cross comes in. Darby back to goal, and he hits the side netting from 6 yards out. Shows good control, but Williams showed good determination. Darby outside charges into the centre. Darby's cross is deflected, and Williams! And a lovely ball to the outside, and Wilkinson has made a good overlapping run. He's tracked by Doria, and the cross deflected to Curran, and it's a real mess in that Hull City penalty area, but Harrison comes away with the ball. Brabin breaking to the left, Alcide breaking through the centre. Derby on the right hand side is onside. Alcide in the centre, Derby's shot is scuffed agonisingly wide of the target. On right under the goalkeeper, Oakes completely lost it, and a really soft goal for Exeter. And play stopped. And an opportunity as Oakes comes rushing out. Tosh will get there. Chance here for Paul Tosh. Brown. Williams fires it forward. McGinty is clean through. Had to bring the ball down. Outside. Oh, his first touch let him down. Doria. McGinty. Back for David Doria. Back for Alcide. Crisp passing from Hull City, but they need the ball in the penalty area. Whittle knocks it forwards. McGinty on there for Brown. Can he turn? Alcide's there! Perry. Alcide flicks the ball on. Brabin trying to go for the header. He won it well. Whittle couldn't quite get there. Alcide in there again. Brabin on the turn! And that was very close for Hull City. Alcide. Comes inside. Tried to find David Brown, who was in a lot of space on this near side. Oh, good vision shown by Forrester. It's releasing Chris Hope. With a cross in, Stamp missed it, and a real chance for Forrester. There it is, goalkeeper surely hampered, and Stamp has scored. And surely there was a foul there on Andy Oakes when the corner was originally taken, but Darren Stamp right on the hasn't seen enough of the ball that he would have liked. Doria with the cross. Goalkeeper didn't get there. And David Brown fires it in. But Tom Evans picks it up. It was just too close to him. Taken quickly, Warren Joyce. After being told to take the ball back a few yards, Carsley would bring the ball away. Forrester could lead another Scunthorpe United counter-attack. A third goal would certainly kill Hull City off. Calvo Garcia. Surely offside, but John Eyre has managed to stay on, can finish it! And John Eyre with a sensational finish has surely sealed the points in this East Yorkshire derby. It's Warren Joyce. Oh, fine goal! Williams with the cross, easily cleared. And it's straight to Whitney. Greaves couldn't win the header. Joyce hooks it back in. Brabin's there with the header. Out comes the goalkeeper, and Derby's there, and David Brown. Well now, just over a minute left, and David Brown has stabbed Hull City back into the game. This former club, Scarborough, of course, is still deep in trouble at the bottom of the league. Williams to swing it in, Brabin's there! He plays the ball forward, Alcide was unmarked, tried to head the ball back for Williams. Good ball down the line, and Brown has Alcide, Doria in the centre. Doria! And Gary Brabin! And a good save by Southall. First corner of the match. Amazing to think of the highs and lows of Hull City's season. It really has been a season of those. As Brown puts the ball forward, looking for outside. And outside gets there, gets it inside. David Doria! Oh, brilliant save by Sam. Swales, Harrison. Harrison has made a good darting run to the right-hand side. And he's done really well to find Swales. Swales whips the cross and it's deep. Williams is there with a header. And oh, good save by Southall again, just evading outside. Quickly finds Harrison. Good ball in field. Brown's had a little bit of room and he tries the shot. Southall has to save. Can outside get to the rebound? It's Williams and Swales looking for it, but a header clear by Thomas. Outside, and again Williams has possession again for Hull City. Outside, Williams, a lovely ball by outside, and Gary Brabin on the volley now, and this could fall for Brown. Out comes Neville Southall, and the free kick given Hull City. So that's certainly something for Hull City to build on during the summer. I just wonder if Warren Joyce is thinking of bringing in new players, because certainly the squad that he's got at the moment have done a good job. And it's David Brown, and at last the deadlock is broken. The challenge well. Brabin chips the ball forwards. Brown and Hull City have a good break on here. It's Williams and a bit of space for a cross. Williams' cross, outside's there, and this could fall for Steve Swales. It's up in the air, and outside almost got there ahead of Southall. Doria finds Brabin with a rather short pass, but he goes in again with a good challenge. Doria diving in a bit and went a bit messy in midfield there for a moment. Gary Brabin has scored some crucial goals this season in recent weeks. It's Torquay United coming forward at the moment, and a brilliant save by Oates to deny Platts, and Avion Williams will wait for the corner. And just a warning for Hull City that the job isn't complete yet. Skips one challenge. Really dived in a bit there. Advantage being played, and Perry looking down the line for Mark Greaves, who's making a run, and Greaves has got there, and it rolls just wide of the target. Whittle fires it forwards. Now can Alside make something of this? Alside's header. This is David Brown. He caught the shot quite nicely, but it was too central and Southall made a simple save. Perry whacks it upfield. Alside could get there. Alside, and Southall had to improvise. In goes Derby. And the referee blows the final whistle. Hull City have completed their great escape. Some sections of the crowd are running onto the pitch because they've completed a miraculous recovery. They looked as good as down halfway through the season, but the introduction of Warren Joyce and John McGovern as manager of Hull City has brought new life into this town as a footballing town itself and the club. Hull City have ended the season on a considerable high, and from myself, it's my last commentary here at Boothbury Park after 3 seasons and 64 commentaries. So for the last time, I can say that my name's Rory Squires, and the final score here in front of 7,789 people was Hull City 1, Torquay United 0.
Probably the night I think back is maybe the Cardiff game before, you know, the new regime was in place, when we thought the club was maybe going. The amount of people that turned out that night was unbelievable, and from then on in, there's been a togetherness within the club from the fans, you know, directors, managers, players. You know, so everybody at the club has had one aim: to keep us in the league. You know, and everybody's pulled the same way, and I think that's why we've come through.
John, last November you got a call from Warren. Would you like to join him at Hull City?
What was your immediate reaction?
Well, immediate reaction was that he needed help, because the first game that I was actually on the sidelines was Salisbury in the FA Cup. And after the game, Warren said to me, "What do you think?" And I said, "Yeah, you do need help." I said, because we need to bring in some players. I know the standard of Salisbury, and even if in an FA Cup tie, we struggled to actually beat them. So then Warren set about bringing in quite a lot of different players from different clubs, players that wanted to fight and battle, because you need to fight if you're going to survive. And thankfully, a few months later, it's all ended up a fairy story ending.
If I can then, John, that's a good point to move on. Gary, Hull City, what did you know about them before you were asked to join them?
I just knew they were, just by looking at the paper, the league tables, just see they were bottom of the league, struggling to stay in league football, and at the time it didn't look very, it didn't inspire me to come to the club. But I spoke to Warren. I liked Warren, I had a lot of respect for him straight away. You could see he was an honest man, and at first I spoke to him earlier, and I decided not to come straight away, and then a bit later I watched how Hull done, and I could see some of the players he was bringing in, and the staff as well, John and that, and I knew he meant what he told me a few weeks earlier, and the next time I spoke to him I decided to come.
Did he tell you what your role would be at City? Did he tell you where he thought the main problems were? Obviously in defence we were leaking them like they were going out of fashion.
Like I said, I think it was just a whole rebuilding thing. I think, I don't know, I've never seen the side beforehand, but things have heard, and I think it just needed, reshaping completely right the way through. And he knew what I could do, and I just come in to do my own job, and what little experience I've got, try and rub off on the rest of the players.
And Justin, can I ask you the same starter question? First impressions of City, and what did you know about Hull City before you came?
I knew quite a lot, because everyone tells you Hull's a sleeping giant, a big club, they should be higher up in the league, but they're not. And I wasn't playing at Stoke, I was in and out of the team, so I jumped at the chance to play on a regular basis.
And did Warren talk to you about the role in advance that he'd like you to play?
Yes, he needed a more experienced defender. I was there to stop the goals going in, and eventually we did that.
So John, what about next season?
We are being positive. We're not looking to be at the bottom of the league next season. We are looking to be at the other end of the table. And if we're given a rub of the green, which you always need in football, and we're given a little bit of good luck and bad luck from referees, which you always get, but we never complain about them, and we put the effort in we've put in at the back end of this season, then I think we'll do all right next season. I can't guarantee anything, because you can't do that, but I think we'll be at the other end of the table next season right from the off.